Have you ever wondered what it's really like to be a tester on UserTesting.com? Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on the exact types of tests you'll run into, and maybe more importantly, how much you can actually get paid. So let's just dive right in. This is the big question, right? Before you sign up, before you spend any of your time, you want to know what you're really getting yourself into. So let's break down exactly what kind of tests are going to pop up on your dashboard. When it comes right down to it, every single test on user testing falls into one of two buckets. You're either working by yourself with a list of instructions, that's called unmoderated, or you're in a live conversation with a researcher, which is a moderated test. Let's tackle the first one. Okay, first up, unmoderated tests. The best way to think about these is like they're your solo missions. It's just you, a list of instructions, and whatever product you're about to test. So what does unmoderated actually mean? Well, it means you get a pre-made list of questions and tasks to follow. You record your screen, and you talk out loud as you work through them. But you're doing it all on your own. No live person on the other end. And this can look a few different ways. You might be navigating a live website that's already out there for everyone to see. Or you could be looking at a really early design of an app, something called a prototype, maybe in a tool like Figma. The tasks themselves can be anything from go find the specific thing to just answering a bunch of questions about what you see. Now, inside this solo category, the first type you'll probably see are the $4 short tests. And they are exactly what they sound like, super quick, maybe 5 to 7 minute tasks. Honestly, they're a great way to get your feet wet, learn the process, and hey, make a few quick bucks. But the most common test, the one you'll see all the time, is the standard $10 unmoderated test. This is the real bread and butter of the platform. You're going to be doing similar stuff. Testing websites, apps, prototypes, but it's just a little more in-depth than those short tests. All right, let's switch gears to the second category, which is a completely different ballgame, moderated tests. And that subtitle says it all. This is a live interview. And this right here is the key. You have to shift your thinking. Don't think of it as just a test. A moderated session is a real live interview. It's a professional conversation, and if you treat it that way, you're going to do great. So what this is a scheduled live session. It's almost always on a platform you've heard of, like Zoom or Google Meet. You'll be talking directly with researchers, answering their questions, and usually sharing your screen so they can see your live feedback as it happens. During these chats, they really want to dig into your experiences, how their product fits into your life or your work. You're not just clicking buttons here. You're having a real discussion about your opinions on designs, on color choices, on everything. It's a deep dive, so they can get that really high-quality feedback. And because you're giving them your dedicated, live attention, the pay is way, way higher. It scales right with the time you put in. The standard rates are $30 for 30 minutes, $60 for an hour-long session, and you can even find ones for $120 if you do a 2-hour session. Now, here is a fantastic little pro tip. You should always block out the full time in your calendar, of course, but it's actually really common for these sessions to wrap up early. Maybe you were super efficient or they just got everything they needed. The best part? Even if that 60-minute test only takes 45 minutes, you still get paid the full $60. So how do you land these big, high-paying, moderated tests? It's not just luck. There is one golden rule you absolutely, positively have to follow, and it all starts with those first little screener questions. It really is as simple as this. Be who you say you are. When you answer those first qualifying questions, just be honest. Researchers are looking for very specific people. If you try to guess what they want or stretch the truth, it's just going to get you kicked out later. So why is this so important? Well, it's pretty straightforward. First, your answers to that screener are what gets you invited. Second, when you get into the live interview, guess what? The researcher has your answers right there, and they will ask you about them. And most importantly, they need real, accurate data from people like you to actually make their products better. Your true experience is what's valuable. All right, so let's put all these pieces together and take a look at the full picture of what you can earn on user testing. Think of this table as your ultimate cheat sheet. It lays out everything we just talked about. You've got your quick $4 solo tests, your standard $10 tests, and then the big ones, the live interviews that pay all the way up to $120. This is the whole shebang. So what's the bottom line here? Look, there's a real opportunity. It's not a get-rich-quick thing. Not at all. But if you remember that golden rule about being honest, and you're consistent with it,
you can definitely make some pretty nice side cash. Just be patient, stick with it, and the right tests are going to find you.